Hey guys, Snobby Bobby here. Just want to give you a quick recommendation. Our friend and Patreon subscriber Daniel has a podcast called The Last Nighters. It's another film podcast, a lot more highbrow than Not For Everyone. They review and analyze film through the lens of economics, politics, current events, all kinds of stuff like that. Again, if you need to get your fix of more film fun with a little tinge of intellectual discourse, check out The Last Nighters. And by the way, you can find myself guest spotting on a couple of their episodes, specifically the Demolition Man episode and the Patriot, the Mel Gibson movie from the early 2000s. So again, check out The Last Nighters. If you'd like to have anything plugged on Not For Everyone podcast, the best way to get in our good graces is to check out patreon.com/notforeveryone. $5 a month. We have a lot of extra audio content on there. We have some dialogue going, invitation to our Discord group. Adam will draw a picture of you. I'll give you Adam's cell phone number. You can call him on the phone. He's there for you. Crude Rude Dude is there for you. And I will plug whatever you want me to plug as long as it's legal. Also, to get into the Christmas season, all proceeds from our Patreon in the month of December, we're going to be donating it to some sort of less fortunate situation. Not exactly sure what that's going to be yet. We're open to suggestions. I kind of want to keep it in the family. So if you know a business or a family that's down on their luck that could use whatever we generate on Patreon in the month of December, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram at Pinball Bobby or at Not For Everyone Podcast. Again, patreon.com/Not For Everyone. $5 a month, or you can give us more. Your prerogative. Anyway, here's the next episode of Canon Christmas. It's a very contentious one. It's a bit inspired by influence, if that makes sense. Quite chaotic and quite, well, you'll see.
We were talking about The Simpsons, and you were one of the... You said something that kind of stuck out to me, Bobby. You said, oh, they suck now. I have always been a Simpsons supporter. There was never a time in my life that was like, The Simpsons sucks now. I know, I've admitted that, listen, like, I know, like, season 4 through 6 are, like, goddamn genius.
No, it's like 4 through 12.
Are fucking genius.
The first 3 are, like, they're good.
Hey, Bobby. Okay, nerd. All right, I get it. Well, you know, all right?
Conan
you know,
O'Brien years for life.
Yeah. I know you're going to say that, and I agree. But the point is, The Simpsons has always been good. There's never been a time where, like, The Simpsons have gone Family Guy.
Did they just, so you're saying they set the bar so high at the beginning that when it stopped being, like, everyone says, I tapped out after season 12 or whatever, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but those people have never seen, like, season 18, and it's amazing.
No, it's not.
When was the last time you watched it, Bobby?
I put it on out of pure, it's like when I go back and like, hey, what's Green Day up to? I haven't listened to them in like 10 albums, and then I'll listen to them like, ugh. That's how I feel about The Simpsons. Like, what's going on The Simpsons these days? And I'll throw it on. I'm like, why is like they've seemed to have shifted time. So now like Homer, when Homer's young, it's like the 90s.
Well, they have to, Bobby.
No, they don't.
Well,
that's
okay,
fucking stupid.
Bobby, okay, think about it for a second. These are
you
characters.
You can't retcon The Simpsons.
It's a constant retcon.
No.
Like, they can't do now. Okay, when it was in the 90s, in Homer Soda's childhood...
He's like in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, it was, right. That is weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Now it's like, oh, he's a grunge rock. Someone told me he's a grunge rocker recently. There's like a grunge rock episode of The Simpsons.
But dude.
And it's like Homer flashback. I'm like, I don't want
Think about this for a second.
I want nothing to do with that.
Homer's been 38 years old for over 30 years.
Yeah, but...
Maggie's been a baby for over 30 years, Bobby.
It's a cartoon, and just put those same characters at that specific age in various situations, and we're all fine.
So you're saying they should age The Simpsons?
No, I'm saying they should not. They should not. And that's probably about the time I'm just saying, I've revisited.
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to ever have a comedy show where you decide to do a flashback to the youth of the character, right? You're going to have to go X amount of years back from where you are now in time. That's the problem, because you can watch season 2 of The Simpsons and show Homer's youth, which is fucking completely different from season 28 of The Simpsons, Homer's youth.
Let me ask you a question.
So
Adam,
these aren't the same. These aren't the original Simpsons. They could be dying over and over again.
Adam, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't make that up about grunge rock Homer, right? That's a real thing.
Okay, sure, fine.
No, I'm asking you because you're more versed in modern Simpsons.
I don't know, but my kid watches it and he laughs his ass off.
Hold on a second. Here's the episode. It's called That 90s Show. Okay, in the 11th episode of The Simpsons' 19th season, first air of the Fox, blah, 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 Homer and Marge recount one of the darkest points in their relationship in which Marge has an affair with a pretentious professor. Homer achieves brief fame as the frontman of a grunge band.
Bobby, why? What does it matter?
Okay, first of all,
Why is our show about this now? Why are you freaking out about this grunge? I don't care.
I'm
Nobody
freaking
cares.
out because, okay, my point is he was at Lollapalooza as the Cannonball guy.
Right.
And he partied with the Smashing Pumpkins and Cypress Hill.
He did. That was an awesome episode, yeah.
So if we want to pick apart the logical nonsense of all that, he was at Lollapalooza in 1995 or whatever it was.
Okay.
But what that would mean is Homer was in a grunge rock band like 4 or 5 years before that.
Okay.
It's fucking stupid.
Bobby, how high are you to try to really think into the timeline of The Simpsons? Again, my point is this. Maggie has been a baby for 30 years, and the show has always had cultural references to the world it exists in. 20 years ago, there were what was the beginning of a smartphone shown on The Simpsons, and now on The Simpsons, the characters all have smartphones, right?
Fuck that. No, fuck that.
You can't...
I don't want anything to do with that. That's fine if it happens. Adam, I don't care if that's the direction they've gone with it, if they think that it makes sense or whatever. Me personally, fuck that.
It's because you're trying to think of these Simpsons characters as living in the continuum that you are in. Their time continuum is completely different and separate to our own. To The Simpsons, they wake up today and they're a baby and they're a 10-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl and a 38-year-old man, however old Marge is. Every day, no matter where in time or in the universe they wake up, that's where they're at. So they're as current to our parents when they saw this show when we were children, right? But now we're of the age where we're relating with where the parents are. Dude, you can't...
Yeah.
They live in a time bubble.
I don't disagree. Everything you just said is factual.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I don't like it.
Thrill me. Good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
All right, this is episode 91 of Not For Everyone podcast. My name is Snobby Bobby, right in front of me, live in the studio. Finally back.
Not For Everyone studio.
Back from the what is it? You don't remember that? Remember when they threw Lex Luthor through that crystal thing?
Yeah, that was Zod. But yeah. In the negative zone.
Yeah, every time I talk to you on a tablet, I feel like you're Zod
in the
just
negative
flying
zone
through the cosmos. That would be a fun existence, though. You think you'd get sick of that?
Yeah.
They're
quick.
gods or whatever, so I guess they don't need food or water.
But you're just sitting there looking out a glass window.
Their entire essence is just, it's like a nonstop roller coaster amusement park ride through space.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like it'd be pretty fun.
Amusement park rides are fun because they stop at some point. If the amusement park ride just kept going and going and going, after an hour or two, you would be like a terrified, freaked out. The G-forces would be affecting your brain. No, you want it to stop.
This is a very, very good point.
That's why they're so fun, because eventually you're like, okay, the scariness is over.
Well, eventually it would just be rampant whiplash and horrible migraines. Because your muscles can't tense up for that long.
You get off
to
rips.
brace yourself. You'd get tired as well. If you rode a roller coaster for like 10 minutes straight, you'd be exhausted.
Dude, that should be like some kind of torture. How long you think it would, like, that should be execution.
That would be, we should design the not for everyone play set. It's Fun Guantanamo Bay.
We should just buy a
Funtanamo Bay.
Funtanamo. Come on down to Funtanamo Bay. You'll never want to get off the roller coaster because we're not going to let you.
Now it's the s'mores eating contest. And we just don't let them stop eating s'mores.
Eat more s'mores. You eat the s'mores. No, I would like to see how long it takes for somebody to die.
No more s'mores.
More s'mores. It's great. No, I wonder how long somebody had to be on a roller coaster. Like how long you would die. How long it would take. Because
like die? I don't know if you would die.
Yeah.
Well, like, eventually you have to eat and sleep and shit. I wonder what there's got to be a world record for how long I bet I could handle it for an hour and then be like, all right, I think we're done here.
Nah, dude. I would not want to be on I don't know, man. It might be really fucking fun.
You get a horrible headache.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get whiplash and a horrible
Did you ever
headache.
go to Disney World? You're from Florida.
Oh, yeah. I'm not from Florida, Bobby.
You know what ride I absolutely hated?
What's that, the Matterhorn?
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Space Mountain?
No. I'm going to give you a hint.
Matterhorn's badass.
I'm going to give you a hint. It's in Hollywood Studios.
Uh-huh.
And it's not the Aerosmith ride, and it's not the Indiana Jones stunt show.
So, I've been to Disney. I've been to a lot of the parks. Mm-hmm. I've never been to that one.
You never been to Hollywood? It's like the best one. Twilight Zone the ride. Yeah. Not a fan of that one.
No, why is that? Was it just the one that takes you up and drops you?
No, it doesn't just do that. It drops you, but it also it moves you around in various directions, left and right and down, and you don't know which direction is going to be next.
Right.
So you don't know what way to brace yourself, and it's just incredibly uncomfortable, and I'm not a fan of it. Spend your time at Aerosmith Rock This Way.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck it's called.
Is that good?
It's got to be Rock This Way.
It sounds about right. My favorite was just Epcot Center with all the booze.
Yeah, I did Epcot Center. That was the one day. I've been to Disney once, and I went with my family, and they were like, hey, Epcot's going to be Weird Uncle Bobby's day because we're just going to go drink all over the world. And, like, my nephews were there.
Did you drink with them all over the world?
Well, no. Well, the adults in the party kept up with me maybe a third of the way through Drink Around the World.
Right.
And then after that, it ended up being me like, well, I've come so far, and I don't give a shit what you guys go do. So I finished it on my own.
You finished the whole world?
I think they left at Mexico.
But what all did you drink in each of these places?
You just drink a various beer. Usually, I was drinking beer.
Okay, beers, all right. Because I drank a lot of hard liquor on the way.
There's not a lot of hard liquor at Disney.
There is at Epcot Center.
Yeah, but...
Oh, you know what really got me fucked up? Was I got to Japan, right? And they had the 12-year plum wine. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'd already been drinking Jägermeister and Goldschlager, and I've been drinking some, like, stout at the fucking England place, right? Whatever Canada had to offer. I was trying to eat the foods, too, because there was foods. But when I got to Japan, they had the 12-year-old plum. There's a plum in the bottle of wine. Supposedly has been there for 12 years. So it's the end of the bottle. I was like, can I eat the plum? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And I was fucked up.
The plum is just soaked in alcohol.
It's just drenched in soaked
There's probably
in alcohol.
about 4 or 5 shots in that one plum.
And I had already had a bunch of fucking shots.
Good.
good
Hey,
time.
that's fun. That's some good.
I don't even know what was past that. I don't remember anything past
That's
that.
some good opening content. Again, this is Canon month for Christmas. We'll get into that in just a minute, but before
Canon month for Christmas. That's this is
Canon
called.
month, Canon up Christmas.
Yeah.
And we're canning up Christmas because you can't do anything. So we eat everything out of cans, and we're canned up in our house. Canning up Christmas. So I think it's time to go to movie recap.
Movie recap.
What do you got? It's been not very long since I last saw you, so I don't know what you have here.
You know, I have a lot of movies that I've watched that I just wrote down that I watched.
Yeah, that's what movie recap is. Talk
It
about
is.
one of them.
I've got a list. So I watched this movie called Extraordinary. It's a Brit film, but it stars that guy. Who's that guy? What's his fucking name? He's Will Forte. You know Will Forte?
Yeah.
So it's a story about this British lady who's got extra natural powers. And her father had extra natural powers and was famous for being an extra natural ghost talking to person. And so wherever she goes, she sees ghosts. And it's kind of a lighthearted comedy movie, right? Extraordinary. And then the Will Forte guy, he was a one-hit wonder that wrote some big song. But the way he wrote that big song was by selling his soul to Satan and sacrificing a virgin. And so this is like 20 years past. So he's got to find another virgin to sacrifice to get another hit, you know, because his fandom is waiting.
Yeah, you know what, Adam? The first part, this is all the same movie you're talking about here?
Yeah.
The first part of this movie, I completely zoned out and was like, I don't even care whatever you have to say after that.
That's what you
and
do
then,
when
like,
I talk. Yeah.
The last 3 sentences you said, I'm like, right back in there.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Right back in there.
Extraordinary. It's funny, it's zany, it's got Will Forte and other people you never seen and stuff acting zany and funny with ghosts.
Excellent.
It's good. Check it out. It's on Amazon, I think.
All right, Adam. I watched. I did a lot of Saturday night. I did a lot of movie watching. I'm not going to go through each one of them. I'll list them. I started off with Die Hard 2, and then I watched Blackadder Christmas.
Oh, they told us to watch that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time.
It's fun. It's
It's
good.
a fun time.
Okay. You hate
Good.
Mr. Bean, but it was good.
I do hate Mr. Bean, but it was. I can see why it's a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
And then I watched a movie from 1989 starring your two favorite actors, whose name began with Corey.
Corey Feldman and Corey Haim?
That's correct, Adam. 1989. What do you think? What do you think it
I
is?
love Corey's. I don't know. What is it?
Dream a Little Dream.
Dream a Little Dream.
You familiar with that one?
Put it up on the screen. I don't know what this looks like. What the fuck is this?
Dream a Little Dream. You've seen that cover.
Oh,
before.
I've seen that cover before. Yeah.
It is weird.
Who's the broad?
Meredith Salinger. So Dream a Little Dream is a what do they call it? A like Freaky Friday where you crisscross. There's a name for it. A
Body swap.
A body swap movie.
Wife swap.
A wife. Those are two different things. A wife swap movie and a.
So what is this?
Adam, what's your favorite switch hitter movie?
It's nothing you would have seen.
It's a switch hitter movie, I guess. It's not. It's if you want to see what 1989, how I remember it in my head, based on movies I've seen, not because I actually remember it.
Why did you watch this?
I don't know. It was comfortable. It was comfortable.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay.
And it's about Corey Feldman plays Bobby, plays a character named Bobby, and his buddy, played by Corey Haim, is named Dinger. Adam, his name's Dinger.
Oh Jesus!
And then who's that guy? Jason Robards.
Jason Robards is an amazing actor, dude.
Is into New Age dream stuff.
You ever seen Once Upon a Time in the West?
And they swap bodies, and he has Jason Robards.
Can we talk about Once Upon a Time in the West instead of this?
Jason Robards.
He was in that with Charlie Bronson. Peter Fonda as a man in black.
Hold on. I'm trying to explain Dream a Little Dream to you.
It doesn't matter. We don't care, Bobby.
Jason Robards is forced to go through a certain amount of time as Corey Feldman. So it's an old man stuck in Corey Feldman's teenage body, and don't take your headphones out and walk out.
I'm about to. This is terrible.
And it gets really dark. It gets really dark, but it's weird. It's a weird ass movie. Dream a Little Dream.
Dream a Little Dream. So it's great, Bobby. Thanks for sharing that. I watched a movie that I hadn't watched in a long time. You know, I'm a big fan of Guillermo, right? Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's great. So I watched Crimson Peak. Have you seen the Crimson Peak?
I own it. I've never watched it.
It's a very beautiful film. Here's the thing about Guillermo del Toro. His movies are they're just candy for the eyes to watch.
Are they?
They really are. They look so amazing. They're dark and creepy and spooky, and they're gothic, and it's got good lines and good colors and everything.
Oh,
whether it's Hellboy, whether it's fucking Pacific Rim, whether it's the Shape of the Water, or whether it's this Crimson Peak.
He's as good as like a Schumacher.
Oh, fuck you, Bobby. Fuck Joel Schumacher too. But man, Falling Down is so fucking good. But anywho. So Crimson Peak, it's got the guy who plays Loki in it, and it's got another guy that's from the Sons of Anarchy in it, right? And then it's got some broad, and it's Victorian era, you know? And there's ghosts, and it's not really about ghosts, but there's ghosts in it. But there's a part where like the walls look like they're bleeding. It looks very old school Hammer style. Like the house is the most beautiful thing in that movie. The Crimson Peak, as they call it, because the snow falls on the ground outside, but when the snow, there's clay, red clay right under the earth, and it turns everything bloody. It looks so cool.
Adam recommends The House of Sand and Fog.
Crimson Peak.
Now, Adam, the other night I realized that I hadn't sat down and watched a good movie. You know, I mean like an acclaimed movie. Like a well-respected, real cinephile flick. Okay. So I watched, I believe, 1983-ish, Martin Scorsese directed, Robert De Niro starring, and Jerry Lewis, not Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
The King of Comedy.
King of Comedy.
I'll say this. Remember the Joker movie with Joaquin that came out last year or whatever?
It was a ripoff of the King of Comedy.
They were trying to pull a fast one for sure.
You didn't know that?
No, I recognized that when I watched the Joker, but having watched King of Comedy for the first time in like a decade last night, I was like,
Oh, it's totally like that.
It's like, yeah. I mean, it's openly does it because like De Niro's in the movie.
De Niro's in the fucking. De Niro plays the guy that De Niro kid. De Niro plays Jerry Lewis in this.
Yeah.
In that. Yeah. De Niro plays the Joker in the King of Comedy.
What I like about that movie though, King of Comedy, not Joker, even though I did think that was right. It's like that transition period for Scorsese when he's getting a little more playful. Like the movie he did before that was like Raging Bull.
Yeah.
Which is one of the most like gritty fucking bleak movies ever. And then it feels, and before that was like Mean Streets and Taxi Driver and all that shit. It was like all very gritty New York City shit.
Yeah.
And then he did King of Comedy, which is still has.
It's not lighthearted at all.
No, it's not, but it definitely has.
It's a dark fucking
But
dude,
it has like comedy in it.
The scene where he like shows up, like the comedy is weaponized in that movie.
The comedy
the
is
scene where he shows up into people's house.
De Niro's a fucking crazy idiot in that movie. That's the comedy of that movie. And Scorsese definitely, there's some moments that are very uncomfortable situations, but are funny bits with that movie. All I'm saying is it's not as depressing as it's like right when Scorsese tried to, you know, he did New York around then too. And then he got into like, what's the one, the guy on the clock, After Hours. Is that it?
I have no clue what you're talking about. Bobby, I zoned out like 7 minutes ago when you just shut me up and started talking about the fucking phases of Scorsese.
Yeah, After Hours. You never seen After Hours?
No.
This is a great fucking movie.
That's Scorsese?
Yeah, you've seen that.
It's Griffin Dune. Yeah, I've seen that cover.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Ensemble cast. I like to recommend After Hours and King of Comedy.
Huh. That's Scorsese. I didn't know that. So what did I watch? Oh, I watched a good one, Bobby. I watched, I'm a big Coen Brothers fan, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that one of the most underspoken films of theirs that you just don't hear talked about as much as you should is their fantastic 1930s mobster film, Miller's Crossing.
Yes.
Miller's Crossing is fucking fantastic. I mean, Gabriel Byrne's character, fucking Leo, what was it, Albert Finney? Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, Albert Finney in that movie, it's like, holy
John
shit.
Turturro.
That Turturro is in it. Yep.
He's in a lot of the movies, but yes.
I mean, they had a lot of their cast, you know.
That early Coen Brothers is my favorite, easily. Because you got Blood Simple.
Blood Simple's good. I watched that.
You got Miller's Crossing. You got even like Barton Fink is a good one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I enjoy.
But we're not talking about those movies. We're talking about Miller's Crossing.
I know. I enjoy Miller's Crossing. For the people that don't know, what is Miller's Crossing about?
It's about these mobsters in like Chicago or something back in the 20s, and there's a lot of double dealing and lowballing. There's twists and turns. There's a lot of broads and hot steppers. There's Joe Polito. Fucking Joe Polito. You know who that guy is, right?
Yes, of course. Memento.
Little fat bald guy.
The Goonies.
He's great.
Matrix.
Not that guy.
Yeah, The Matrix.
That's not the Joe Polito I'm thinking about.
The Matrix.
That's
Joe.
That's Joe Piscopo.
No, that's not Joe Piscopo.
That's not Joe Piscopo. It's
Joe Polito.
No.
From Memento.
No. I'm saying the wrong name too. It's not Joe Polito. Who the fuck is it?
Yeah, Joe Pantoliano.
Pantoliano, who's you're thinking about.
Pantoliano.
But I'm
Pantoliano.
It was John Polito. I'm not thinking about Pantaleone. I'm talking about Polito, that guy.
Oh yeah,
the little fat bald
looks
guy.
Like the Iron Sheik.
He is a great mob boss in Miller's Crossing. You got the big scary dude. Listen, if you haven't seen that movie in a while, I'm not going to go into the details because I'm kind of high and I'm kind of drunk and really high. It's been like 3 weeks since I watched it. But watch it. It'll keep you on the edge of your seat.
All right.
Miller's Crossing.
And that was movie recap.
Okay. So Warwick Davis will return as Willow on the Disney Plus Willow show.
That guy's still alive?
He's alive, man. You can't keep a good little person
Leprechauns live to be like
down.
400 years old, I think.
Yeah, they do.
You just got to feed them gold coins, and then they reverse and age.
They're gonna make a new Mighty Ducks TV show.
I don't. Adam, let's talk about let's go back in time.
They're gonna make a new Turner and Hooch.
Let's go. Fuck, God damn it! Are you serious?
I'm reading this all news that Disney announced today. Yeah.
All right, give me another one. Wait. Let me guess. Are they going to make a Biker Mice from Mars?
No, I don't think that's Disney. I wish they would. No, but they're making a show called Big Shot, where it's a drama where John Stamos coaches a women's basketball team.
I want to kill myself right now.
They're making a Beauty and the Beast prequel series. They're making a new Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
I don't know anything about that.
They're making Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh, is Bette Midler still alive?
I don't know. They're making a remake of 3 Men and a Baby.
What?
Starring Zac Efron.
Oh my God.
Zac Efron.
I want out. I want out of this simulation.
They're making a remake of Cheaper by the Dozen.
They've already done that.
Oh, well, okay.
There's going to be 3 now?
They're making a new Night at the Museum. This is, hey. Oh, wait. This is getting good.
This is getting good.
A Chippendale hybrid live-action animation Rescue Rangers show.
I don't want to. I don't care.
It's gonna have John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
Oh, that just sounds awful. It just sounds so awful.
Sister Act 3 is on the way.
Oh God!
It's
Oh
Whoopi
God!
Goldberg.
Oh God! Jesus!
This is all real. It sounds like I'm making it up, but this is all real. I think that's it. I think I blew my load.
You blew your load on Sister Act 3.
Sister Act 3 with Whoopi Goldberg. Oof.
All right, let's take the time machine back, Adam. Okay. This month we're doing all canon. It's Canon Christmas month.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Canon Christmas. So what I want to do in honor of tonight's feature, which is Bloodsport, right?
Bloodsport.
You didn't watch Kickboxer, did you? You watched Bloodsport?
I watched Bloodsport.
I always grew up confusing those two, but now I know.
I'll tell you what. I didn't. I felt like after watching Bloodsport, watching every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie afterwards, it was what a heroin addict describes as chasing the dragon.
Right.
It was like Bloodsport.
I like the kung fu pun too with the dragons.
Yeah. Fucking Bloodsport was so fucking good. And I watched Lionheart, and I'm like, man, Lionheart ain't got shit on Bloodsport.
I'm glad you're bringing up Van Damme movies right now. The star of tonight's feature, which is Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
I'd like to play a game with you, Adam. You want to play a game?
Let's play a game, Bobby.
I'm the host, and you're the contestant. This game is called Van Damme, Seagal, or none of the above.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the IMDb description of a random movie that's either Van Damme, Seagal, or none of the above. You get a point if you guess which one is correct. And if you name the movie, you get another point. You're not competing against anyone, so I'm not actually going to be keeping track of points. You ready to play the game?
Yeah, sure. Shoot, Bobby.
All right. Van Damme, Seagal, or none of the above.
Right.
Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Going undercover in rural Kentucky an environmental agent tries to prove the dumping of toxic waste in the local coal mines by ruthless industrialists.
That's Seagal.
And the movie?
It's Seagal.
Well, you don't know the movie?
I don't know what three
Right.
fucking three-word name Seagal named that movie.
Fire down below.
Okay.
So
but
you
it was
get,
Seagal.
You get 1 point for that.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. I ain't got any in the movie. You didn't say I had to name the movie.
All right. Well, yeah, I did. I said you get a point if you name the movie.
No, it's called Seagal Van Damme or none of the above. I'm choosing Seagal Van Damme or none of the above.
Yeah, but you get another point if you can name the movie. You get a... Never mind.
Point system doesn't matter.
I'm just going to ask you. It's like whose line is it anyway?
Just keep going.
This game's called Van Damme, Seagal, or none of the above. Here comes number 2. Twin brothers.
It's Double Impact. That's Van Damme. See, I knew the name for that one.
All right, so you get 2 points there.
There we go. I got 3 points so far.
Let me just... Twin brothers are separated when their parents are murdered, but 25 years later they reunite in order to avenge their parents' death. Double Impact.
It's Double Impact, yeah.
Okay.
That was just redundant reading all that, but yeah.
Yes. Okay, here's another one. An unsuspecting university professor is an unwitting accomplice in a failed Chinese cocaine deal. Wrongly imprisoned, he escapes to take his revenge and prove his innocence. They get harder.
I would say this is none of the above. If it's not none of the above, it's Seagal, because it's not a Van Damme.
What's your final answer?
None of the above.
It's Seagal out for a kill.
Fuck you, Seagal.
So you get no points for that one. All right. So here's the next one. Alexander the Great's sword is stolen from a museum as it holds special powers for the reincarnation of Alex. Illegal gladiator-style duels are held around NYC. The cop investigating has visions of these fights.
I've never seen this movie, but it sounds good.
Is it Seagal or Van Damme or none of the above?
It's Van Damme.
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
None of the above.
It's none of the. I knew it was none of the above.
The movie Gladiator Cop starring Lorenzo Lamas, which I own.
Wow. You've watched that, but you haven't watched Crimson Peak.
In a violent and corrupt prison, decorated cop Louis Burke must infiltrate the jail to find answers to a number of inside murders. What he finds is a struggle of life and death tied to his own past.
Seagal.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Nope, it's Van Damme. Death Warrant.
That was Death Warrant?
Yes.
You know, I suck at this game.
All right, here's the next one.
All right.
Again. Van Damme, Seagal, or none of the above. After a single career-minded woman is left on her own to give birth to a child of a married man, she finds a new romantic chance in a cab driver. Meanwhile, the point of view of the newborn baby is narrated through voiceover.
Look who's talking.
Look who's talking. That's correct. You get 1 point. You get 1 point for that. So actually, you get 2. So is it none? Are you
It's
saying
none of
none?
the above.
None. So you get 2 points for that.
I got 2 points for that. It's Bruce Willis. Kirstie Alley.
In St. Jude, drug dealers and corrupt cops have destroyed an urban neighborhood, but newcomer Hong has the fighting skills and moral vision to save this town from itself.
Hong?
Hong.
Like H-O-N-G? Spell it.
Yeah, like Hong Kong, but Hong.
I'm going to say none of the above.
Is that your final answer?
Is that Showdown in Little Tokyo?
Van Damme, Dragon Eyes, 0 points for you, Adam.
Dragon Eyes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing stuff past 1997.
I've never even heard of that movie.
Well, you know,
His
I
name
can't
is-
just say the one with Dennis Rodman. You're like, yeah, the fucking Double Impact or whatever it is, Double Trouble. What is that movie called?
I don't know.
Double Team.
Double Indemnity.
Double Team's not on this. There's a free hint for you there.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
That's the Rodman one?
2 cops are forced to work together to solve a chain of mysterious killings by a killer nicknamed the Family Man.
It's Steven Seagal.
What's the movie?
I don't know.
Glimmer Man.
The Glimmer Man. That's right.
Okay.
It was him in one of the weigh-ins, wasn't it?
Keenan Ivory, I believe.
Yeah, it was one of the Wayans.
Okay, this is the last one, Adam. Are you ready? You focused? Do you think you got a hang of this game by now?
I got this down. I'm ready to nail it out of the park.
Don't cut me off. You need to listen to the whole thing, okay?
Go.
Because you might think it's something at first, and then you'll realize, oh, no, it's that movie. So just listen, don't interrupt. This time, a new baby is on the way, and it's a girl. Wrapped together with the standard conflict between mother and father, Mikey engages in a bit of sibling rivalry with his new sister.
Look who's talking now.
Wrong. Wrong. Look who's talking now is the one where the dogs talk.
Look who's talking too.
T-O-O. You don't get that point. Sorry, you fucked up the look who's talking joke as a point. So you got 1, 2, 3.
I got 8 point for it.
4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 points out of like
20.
Yeah, you got like a solid 40. 40
yeah, I didn't pass that. I didn't win that shit.
You got ahead of yourself with the look who's talking now answer, but it happens sometimes when you feel like you're on a roll.
But that would have just been 1 point anyways. It wouldn't, I shit the bed on a couple of those in there. How would I know that Van Damme was ever named Hong in a movie? It just seems like inappropriate.
Adam, let's talk about the movie from tonight. It's Can Christmas month, Adam.
Yeah.
Canon Christmas month.
Yeah.
Which means this was your choice because you hated Masters of the Universe so badly.
Hated it.
You had to cleanse the palate with a Jean-Claude Van Damme kung fu movie.
It's, see, Bobby, when I remember seeing Masters of the Universe years ago, and I was all on board with us watching it, but I remember seeing it and not liking it. Now, I remember seeing Bloodsport years and years ago, but I remember watching it 800 times and fucking loving every second of it.
See, that's what I did with Masters of the Universe.
Really?
No. Adam, why don't you read the IMDb description of Bloodsport?
Bloodsport follows Frank Dukes, an American martial artist serving in the military, who decides to leave the army to compete in a martial arts tournament in Hong Kong, where fights to the death can occur.
For centuries, the Society of the Black Dragon has sanctioned an ancient rite of combat known as the Kumite, open only to the world's most lethal warriors. It has never been won by a Westerner.
You are not Japanese. I can do it.
Now, for the first time, the true story of America's super agent Frank Dukes can be revealed.
Uncle Sam can't afford to let you get hurt. I'm going to Hong Kong. Frank is going to fight in the Kumite, and we're here to stop him.
An awesome human weapon.
It hurts me just looking at it.
Who infiltrates the Chinese underworld.
I did not come this far to stop now. Take him.
To enter a forbidden competition.
Couldn't you just get me in?
Strict rules, no press.
You telling me you never break rules?
Where every fighting style, every worthy opponent, every deadly technique clash in savage combat.
Time to separate the men from the boys.
And only one will triumph. Now I will break you. International martial arts sensation Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport, the true story of the ultimate champion.
It's all true. It's all true. Except for any of this story being true.
You don't think so?
So, this movie is based on the exploits of a real-life army martial artist named Frank Dukes.
Who's Jean-Claude Van Damme's character in the movie.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme is always an interesting actor for me. It's funny to me when they cast Van Damme and or Arnold Schwarzenegger with guys with American names.
Yes. Jean-Claude Van Damme is a very pretty man.
You think?
He'd make a good drag queen, especially in this era of his career. Like if you were into drag queens that wanted to beat the shit out of you, that you wanted to beat the shit out of you, it's a niche market, but Jean-Claude checks those boxes. Now, I realized everyone at this time in the late 80s, I mean, this is when Schwarzenegger was big.
Yeah. This was 1988.
They all wanted to find the next Arnold, and why wouldn't Cannon Films want to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Legend has it, Van Damme walked into the Golan and Globus offices and did like a spin kick, like inches from one of them dudes' faces.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We gotta put him in the pictures."
He's you hired, kid. You hired.
So what I realized is everyone was trying to find the next Arnold. It doesn't matter if these people can't act, as long as they're physically fit, and we can just blame their bad acting on foreign accents. You got your Dolph Lundgrens, Arnold Schwarzeneggers, Jean-Claude Van Damme's. You're going to be a star, Van Damme. Mm-hmm. You're going to be a star. And here's the picture that you're going to star in. Bloodsport.
It's called Bloodsport. Now, I'll say this. I'm looking at IMDb at Schwarzenegger, right? Arnie made 2 movies in 1988, Twins and Red Heat.
Yes.
And you know what? Bloodsport's better than both of those?
Yes, agreed. But you got to realize... The difference here is when you think of the Van Dammes and you think of the Schwarzeneggers, the success of Schwarzenegger versus the success of Van Damme. Mm-hmm. They didn't ask Arnold to do dramatic scenes until like Twins.
Yeah.
Right? He had like 5 huge hits that I contend is the reason why he's such a star. Schwarzenegger, that is.
Yeah.
And it's because Arnie couldn't act. Arnie couldn't mourn the death of someone's son, and they just put him in 5 movies or so with very little lines that were all huge hits. And then we were bought into Arnold. Then we can put him in Twins. Then we can put him in Kindergarten Cop, with some dramatic scenes in that. We can put him in Junior, which has some fucking very dramatic scenes in that.
If you look at like the first couple Arnold movies, it was the 2 Conan movies, Terminator, Red Sonja, Commando. Like those are all just like Arnie. I'm just a giant beast.
Right. With very little lines.
He's great.
Here, Bloodsport is both the birth and the death of Jean-Claude Van Damme's career as a first-tier action star.
Well, I don't think that...
He's a tier 2 action star, Adam. Jean-Claude Van Damme is one. He's not a Stallone. He's not a Schwarzenegger. He's not even a Bruce Willis. He's not even a fucking Vin Diesel.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Bobby.
Vin Diesel, whether you like those movies or not that he's in, he is a first-tier action star now.
Vin Diesel's a whole different generation.
I'm just saying.
You're saying The Rock was a bigger action star than Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes.
In the 90s, dude, Van Damme and Seagal had hit after hit after hit. Now, here's the thing. They never really held a candle to Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Right.
But they were still, of their time... huge draws.
What about Lorenzo Lamas?
He is like 3rd tier, dude. He is not. Lorenzo Lamas does not hold a candle to Van Damme or Seagal.
Don't get me wrong. I like Van Damme movies, but he was never at that point as a Stallone or a Schwarzenegger, and you could tell that that's what they were trying to do with him.
Right.
That's what Cannon was trying to do with them.
Right.
And I think it has a lot to do with like this guy can't act. But we're going to give him scenes where he has to act. And people didn't really take it seriously. And it became a Cannon Films fucking silly movie like Bloodsport to watch. Now, Adam, what is Bloodsport about?
So Bloodsport is about this badass fighting contest they're having in Hong Kong called the Kumite. And so they're bringing in all these amazing fucking top of their game, different style of martial art fighting masters from around the world.
Now, this movie opens with a montage.
It stays in a montage for about 32 minutes.
There is, I would say, honestly, here's an honest prediction. 50% of the movie is montages.
Dude, at least half of it. At least half
is
montage and flashback montages with songs playing over it.
So we got opening credits montage number 1.
Which is, this is one of the best montages ever.
And montages are great. If you need to fill runtime, montages are the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Because this movie doesn't feel like a lot happens in it. But it does. Like it's a full story, it's a full arc, it's a full plot. But it's a very easy movie.
It's so simple.
It's a very easy.
It's a very simple movie, Bobby.
But we open on montage number 1, which is the dojo. We got Bolo Young.
Yeah.
From Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
He's high kicking blocks of ice.
He's fucking blocks of ice up.
We got a guy karate chopping coconuts in a tree branch.
The monkey dude. He's like jumping around like a monkey. It's Ricardo something or other. He jumps around like a monkey and cracks coconuts with his hands.
Yeah, it's Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, Lamar is up
and
there
then
in the
we
trees.
got Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. It's not really Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
But it is really Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
It is really Ogre from the Revenge of the Nerds, and he's punching one of those punching bags.
Yeah.
That's a good euphoric feeling to do.
Good. It's a good way to start your day.
Yeah, so that's montage number 1. We just see a dojo. Okay? And then what happens, Adam?
I don't know. What am I supposed to go?
And then we meet Frank Dukes.
Frank Dukes.
Frank Dukes is a military gentleman played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, highly trained. He's kind of like a Liam Neeson and Taken type guy.
Yeah, he's one of those badasses. He's so
a
badass that the government says, "Hey, you're not allowed to go join this fighting contest in Hong Kong. You're too valuable as a weapon to the government."
Right, but he goes AWOL because the sensei of his, which we'll get to in a second how they met, the sensei of his son dies, and his son was like a brother, and he has to go off and pay his respects to the family, right?
You're getting real complicated with you. How high were you when you watched this?
No, that's exactly what happened.
He didn't go fight in the Kumite to avenge his brother.
No. And that's not what I'm saying. He leaves for Hong Kong to go visit fucking Roy Chow's house, whose son just died, who was the guy he trained with.
No. You got the timeline wrong. You misread the montage. So here's what happens, right, Bobby? Frank Dukes is in the military. He's a badass fighting machine. Now, he was trained by this dude named Tanaka. And Tanaka was this amazing ninjutsu master who was like 500th generation of fucking ninja, right? Right. And so when Frank Dukes was a kid, he broke into Tanaka's house with his friends.
Right.
And he was going to steal a samurai sword.
We find out in the katana flashback, okay, Frank Dukes goes to visit that home, right?
Yeah.
He goes to visit the home of Hugo, who died, whatever the fuck his name is, the little kid.
But Hugo had been dead for a long time.
Who's the guy that died? Why did he go to fucking...
Because Tanaka was old and sick. I'm trying to tell you.
No, there's a funeral.
Bobby, let me tell you the story of Frank Dukes. Okay? I've seen this movie so many times. I know everything that's happening. So when he was a kid, now here's what I liked about this movie. When it has the kid teenage version of Frank Dukes, he still talks with a dumbass accent like Van Damme.
Oh, that is easily the best part of the movie.
And then it shows his father, who also has the dumbass accent.
Yes, and
it explains it.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme is from Belgium.
Right.
Right, originally. I don't know what a Belgian accent sounds like, but I assume it's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I swear to God, if you go back to the funeral thing, I'm going to kill you.
No. They do a flashback, right? The katana flashback. He sees the katana, and he flashes back to when he was a little kid, and he's breaking into his house, into a house where the katana is, right? And Hugo, the 7-year-old martial arts boy wonder, kicks him right in the stomach, right, Adam?
Yeah, Bobby.
And it turns out it's Roy Chow's house.
Yeah.
It's important to set up the origin of this character.
I was just telling this. You're telling what I just told. Do you listen to me when I speak? Fuck, Bobby. Fuck.
And
here, go back to the notes. Funeral, right? Hugo's funeral. Okay.
No. What happened? What happened? Adam, let me ask you this. What happens to make Roy Chow, the owner of the house, not call the cops on young Frank Dukes?
Frank Dukes, Tanaka sees the fighting spirit in Frank Dukes.
But what does he do, Adam?
He stands still when he gets his head cut off with a samurai sword.
He doesn't flinch.
He doesn't flinch. He's not flinchable.
Is not flinching the sign of an innate warrior?
Yeah.
It really is? Okay, so like sometimes I'll walk up the stairs and my wife will like pop out from around the other corner and she'll try to scare me and I don't even react whatsoever. Does that mean I'm like a prime MMA material?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
He didn't flinch. He says, "You didn't flinch. You have fighting spirits." And then the boy says, "You're not gonna call the cops," because he has a weird Belgian accent. "You're not gonna call the cops." Not if we make a deal.
So Tanaka makes a deal with his pop. Says, "Hey, we're gonna train you to fight, right? And basically, all he was really doing was using him as the punching bag for little Hugo to beat the shit out of, right? But they become like brothers. They become like family. And then flash forward a decade or something later, Hugo's dead somehow. And Tanaka's like, the line will end with me. And Van Damme's like, no, I can be trained. I am like a brother to Hugo, train me. And Tanaka's like, okay, do the splits while I pull on you with the rope. And then there's a badass montage of Van Damme learning the ninjutsu for real.
He needs to pass on the family's ancient Japanese fighting style to a son, but the son is dead now, right?
I just said that.
But the good news is Jean-Claude Van Damme is there to fill his shoes, Adam.
That's exactly what I just said.
Enter Montage 2.
I just said all of that.
And what is the montage consist of, Adam?
I'm going home. I'm just going to leave. He fucking trains him in the ninjutsu. He fucking pulls him between two strings. I got his arms and legs with the splits.
Yeah, the end of the montage.
Yeah, he's going to get to it because he's got the notes.
He puts him on a rope torture rack.
God.
What's wrong?
Everything that I'm saying, you're immediately saying afterwards. Hey, it's fine.
I'm not immediately. I'm recapping to make my own point about it. You need to chill the fuck out because you're out of control right now.
You're recapping what I just said.
No, I'm trying to add to what you just said.
All right, emphasize, Bobby.
At the end of the montage, he puts Jean-Claude Van Damme into a rope torture rack. But my question to you is, Adam, why? Why did he do this? Now, granted, Jean-Claude Van Damme does escape from the rope torture rack.
Sure.
My question to you is, did he Kobayashi Maru that, or was he supposed to hang up on the torture rack for a few days to like build his...
I was just thinking it was like
strength.
The reason
is that part of his training.
This torture scene was in the movie was just a lot of this movie is an excuse for Van Damme to show off that he can do the splits. Like he does the splits.
You're changing the subject.
No, Bobby, I'm not. This is the whole point of the fucking. This is what I was thinking while I'm watching. I know what you're talking about. What I'm saying is, in this movie, Van Damme does the splits 6 times. Like, it's just like, okay, he's going to do it between 2 chairs. Oh, he's sitting on top of a big stone pillar looking over Hong Kong. Oh, wait, now he's in the ring. He's doing the splits as he punches somebody in the nuts.
Van Damme does the splits. What are you getting at?
That was the whole point of that scene.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, they just put him in that to show another example of Van Damme doing the splits.
But what I'm asking you is the intent of the character of the father, the guy that's trained his sensei. When he tied him up in the torture rack, was he supposed to be stuck out there for like days?
Nah, because the dude's pulling on it, and every time he pulls on it, Van Damme's like, it hurts.
So the intent was to like figure out a way to overcome it and escape from that situation.
I think it was just like a chance that Van Damme...
Because this is an important scene.
Van Damme told the producers, like, let me do the splits again, but this time tie me up and show how badass I am.
You're thinking in terms of Van Damme, not the character of Frank Dukes.
I'm just thinking in terms of the movie, Bobby. Can't we look at things a little differently without
okay,
yelling
so he
at each
trains
other?
him over 2 weeks or whatever, and he's poured all his knowledge into him, and he knows how to fucking... He knows the ancient...
it was a montage.
He knows the ancient Chinese secrets of the family.
It could have been like 3 years for all we know. Like, who knows?
I don't think
who
it was
knows
3
how
years.
long a montage? It wasn't 2 weeks.
It felt like 2 weeks. It felt like he 2 weeks. You know, he taught him how to. Oh, he also taught him how to fight blindfolded. That was a big part of it.
Dude, he taught him the dim Mac. Like this montage took many years for Frank Dukes to master that ninjutsu skill to go on to the accomplishments that he achieved.
Then why do we have the like spooks, the military spooks after him?
Okay, because here's why. Frank Dukes, he's a weapon. He's a weapon of the U.S. government. He's arms, he's fists, he's feet, he's fury. So they don't want him going off to some kumite because that's like to the military, to the CIA. This is like handing away your stealth bomber.
Okay, but the montage you just said lasted 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So the spooks, he's so valuable that the spooks are still after him?
What do you mean?
Okay, so he goes to Hong Kong. He says, I will do your family honor and fucking... be your surrogate son.
Go to the Kumite, yeah.
Go to the Kumite. So have the CIA military people been after him?
No. The montage, okay. The samurai sword flashback, that's all years ago.
I know that.
Right. So He has the flash, but wait, the whole training montage,
Yes.
that's all years ago too. So all of him training and grabbing the fish and doing the blindfold shit, that's long before he was in the military.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was saying you need to teach me the ways and all that shit.
He was saying, but this was when Hugo died. Hugo probably died like 10 years ago or something. Because when he came and saw Tanaka, Tanaka was sick and in his deathbed. That's why he went to Tanaka's house.
So the flashbacks are just flashbacks.
Yeah.
They're not, he went to the guy from Indiana Jones and the Temple Doom's house first and then went from there to Hong Kong for the fight.
Well, yeah, he did. He went to the old guy's house
Yes.
and talked to him while he was laying on his deathbed.
Right.
And then he's like, okay, I'm off. By this point, all the shit with him training, all the blindfold teacup shit, that had happened like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all in the past.
I thought that he was teaching him
No.
at that time
No,
because the son had died and he needs to go fight.
Yeah, but the son died a long time ago.
What the fuck? This movie's not as simple as I thought it was.
I mean, you're just
an idiot. You're just an
write
idiot.
a bunch of notes. You just keep writing notes. You don't even pay attention to what's happening. You're writing too many notes.
Now, he's gone to Hong Kong for the big tournament. And he becomes fast friends with Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
Now, Ogre is a crude, rude dude.
He is. He's my kind of dude.
You almost think that Ogre's character, Jackson, might end up being kind of an enemy. Like, this guy's a dickhead. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. No, this is the best friend of Sean.
Yeah, this is his buddy.
Frank. I honestly was thinking that at this point, Ogre was the best actor in the movie. And then, who do they drop on us? But a very young and supple Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, they do.
And he and his partner are after Frank because he's going to fight in the Kumite.
They don't want him to because he's their weapon.
He's their weapon.
He's not his own weapon.
We meet other wacky characters, Adam. You know what I realized about this movie? You know what made me realize about myself? I love a good Chinese man with Keith Richards' hair and Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Yeah, Mr. Lin. He's great. He's fast talking. Like, dude, when I watched this movie, it was like reading my old favorite bedtime story from when I was a kid. Like, I know this fucking movie.
It's like The Giving Tree.
It is. I know this movie inside and out. And the whole, I mean, you're going into all this minute detail, and that's great. I'm glad you took notes, Bobby. I'm glad you got really stoned and watched this movie. But the point of this movie is not all this bullshit we're talking about. It's Van Damme is in this fucking fighting tournament. And the whole last half of the movie is just action montages.
So they go to the tournament, Adam. Mm-hmm. They go to the tournament. And what do they have? What does he have to do for them to honor his invitation?
He's got to break a brick, Bobby. It's called the Dim Mac.
It's a brick, but it's not just any brick. It's the bottom brick.
They give a stack of bricks, and he's like, "Get to pick a brick, and you gotta break it with your hand."
And they're like, and then he does it.
Yeah, he does it.
And they're like, "All right, we honor your hey Whitey,
yeah,
you can hang out in the tournament here." That night at the bar, right? We meet Viet Cong man that is also a Saudi prince.
Yeah, Hussein.
Yes. And we also meet the love interest of Jean-Claude Van Damme, Janice, played by Leah Ayres.
Yeah, I don't remember.
What do you think about
else.
Leah Ayres? Are you a big Leah Ayres fan?
You know, there's the one scene where she's all dolled up and her hair's like all up on one side and poofed over like a big clamshell on her head.
I'm not talking about the way she looks. I'm talking about her career. Are you a fan of her talent?
That's the only thing I remember her from. So.
She was in The Burning and 2 episodes of Who's the Boss.
Oh, she was in The Burning?
Yes.
Okay. I've seen The Burning.
I've seen Who's the Boss. Mona.
She wasn't Mona.
Would you bang Mona?
Bobby!
From Who's the Boss?
You know, you're like, we're going to get through this, Adam. I know that you have a life you're trying to get to, but let me just ask about Mona. Yeah, I'd the shit out of Mona. Is that what you want to hear? It's
all right,
true.
so Ogre beats up the drummer from Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Duke's his first guy is the Viet Cong Saudi prince from earlier that week, and Frank takes him out very quickly, and people are becoming impressed. He's catching the eye of the people at the Kumite, right? And then we get montage number 3. And this is your first, in this montage during the tournament, this is your first piece of comic relief because the guy that cleans the ring finds a tooth and it's gold and he's pretty stoked about it.
It's a gold tooth,
Did you laugh out loud at that scene?
Of course I did. It was Hossein. It was the guy that he beat in like 4 seconds.
What I realized is the fight choreography in this movie is not horrible, but it's also mostly montages.
It's all montages.
There's very little full fights until the end.
There's only like 2 full fights in the whole movie.
Right.
If that. I mean, the only one that's actually like a full fight is Chong Li versus Frank Dukes.
Yes.
The rest of them are just like snippets. It's like watching Street Fighter 2.
And then we get montage number 4.
Which is what?
One of the greatest chase on foot scenes ever filmed.
Oh, yeah. There's a really good foot chase through Hong Kong and all this.
The Yank spooks show up. They don't want him to join the...
what did you call Forrest Whitaker?
The Yank spooks. Oh, that's not... I mean, like... Intel guys.
CIA guys.
CIA guys. They're chasing him through the streets of Hong Kong at him.
Uh-huh.
And then we get montage number 5. This is tournament montage number 2. And this is the one that we learn that Bolo is just going to give Frank an old run for his money, right?
Bolo, okay. Chong Li, as his name is in this film,
which they chant through half the fucking movie,
is an absolute monster of a character. He's got huge man ripped pecs.
I thought it was Ernie Reyes Jr. for like half the movie.
He's got like the classic. His face even kind of looks like M. Bison, you know, like they characterize him after fucking Bolo.
No, he's like he's more. Wait, no, he's like a Liu Kang character,
or that. But he's too chiseled to be Liu Kang. See.
But he has the
these
bandana.
Fighting games stole everything from Bloodsport.
Was from fucking the Soviet Union.
No, he wasn't. He's from like Indonesia or something.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He didn't look like Boyo Young though.
Oh my God! Can I make my point, Bobby? You've made
go ahead. Go ahead.
Points.
Go make your point. Make your point.
All of these video games, like after this movie came out, within 3 years, Street Fighter 2 came out, and it took the world by storm with fighting games. And then all these fighting games happened after that. Now, I probably didn't see this movie until after I was like 11 when Street Fighter came out.
Yeah, we don't need your autobiography. What's your point?
Shut the up, Bobby. So the point I'm getting at is when I saw this movie, I'm like, holy shit, this is like Street Fighter. That character is like E Honda, the big sumo guy. That Paco character is like the fucking dude from Fatal Fury. There's all sorts of characters in this movie. Like Fei Long, there's a Fei Long looking motherfucker in this movie.
Is there?
Yeah. And then they
Fei
used
Long
all that
is just
shit.
Bruce Lee.
Liu Kang looks like Bolo Young.
Yeah, there you go.
Why are you trying to shit all over everything I'm saying?
He doesn't look like M. Bison. Is what
He
I'm
looks
saying.
like M. Bison. He fights like M. Bison.
M. Bison has like a military uniform.
Put Bolo Young in a military uniform and tell me who he looks like.
But that doesn't mean there's the same. Just because they have the same fighting style doesn't mean they're like, oh, it's the characters based on blah blah blah. You're a fucking moron.
I'm fucking leaving.
Now, E Honda's one of the final guys. I was gonna ask, how does Frank end up defeating E Honda?
He does the splits and he nut punches him.
There you go.
And here's the thing about Bolo Young, about Chong Li. He just wants to hurt the shit out of everybody he fights.
Mm-hmm.
He's like breaking leg bones sticking out. He kills a dude just to kill a dude.
Yeah, we think that Bolo has pulled and Tommy Chong, is that his name in this movie?
Chong Li.
Chong Li has pulled an Ivan Drago on Ogre, right? But and Frank's not happy about it. But it turns out actually it's after a very intense moment where I actually felt something watching this movie that was authentic. Ogre's actually not dead. He's just like in the hospital.
Yeah, you know, I thought he was dead, but he didn't die.
Weak.
Yeah.
Pretty weak.
He's pretty weak.
Montage number 6. The end of the second act montage. This is when they slow drive around the town. They look pensive and indecisive with adult contemporary pop playing in the background. And instead of all that, though, it's Frank Dukes doing the splits on the top of a building.
He just does the splits so many times. So much of the production choice of this movie of what does Frank Dukes do, it's the splits. Because that's what Van Damme does.
So ultimately, Frank decides he's going to fight Bolo, and his friends are there to watch him. And that includes the government dudes that they were sent to Hong Kong specifically to stop him from doing exactly this.
He's like, look, y'all, I'm going to fight in the finals. And they're like, okay.
The scene where Frank Dukes battles the malnourished Ukrainian man, I don't know if he's Ukrainian. He looks like he's Ukrainian.
He had the little shorts on?
Yeah.
There's Paco, dude. Paco's a badass.
It's just they just rib kick. They just trade rib kicks for like an hour.
There's like straight rib kick battle. And then guess what? Frank Dukes' rib kicks win out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they win.
Now, before the final fight between Frank and Chun-Li,
Chong Li.
I know those. Yeah. What does Chong Li have around his leg?
He's got Ogre's headband. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "You're next."
And this is one of the only full fights that's not a montage.
This is the only full fight.
I think it's the only full fight.
It's the only real
Everything else is a
fight.
montage.
Everything else is just... This movie is made of montages.
I'm not complaining about montages.
No, this is one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. It's one of my favorites.
50%
and it's all montages.
Yeah.
It might even be more than 50%, dude.
That's a good question. We should have researched that.
Let's measure it.
Okay, so it's an intense fight. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's good. Slug trading off
slugfest, yeah.
Slugfestin, and eventually Chong Li
cheats,
realizes that, oh shit, like this isn't going to be as easy as I thought, and he basically cheats.
He totally cheats.
How does he cheat?
He throws like powder in Frank Dukes' eyes and blinds him.
Yeah, he's blinding powder in his pantaloons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I bet I was thinking, it's like, if you have powder that makes your opponent go blind if you throw it in their eyes,
you probably shouldn't keep it by your dick.
Your dick's probably completely numb, feels non-existent.
Yeah. I guess that may be good for fighting. I don't know.
And this is when the training comes into play, right?
There's a montage in the middle of the fight scene.
There's another montage in the middle of the fight scene.
There is, where he's remembering that he can fight blindfolded.
Right.
And then he fucks up Bolo Young.
And then he screams and he's like, I just gotta like tap into that time and learn how to fight blindfolded. And then he beats up seems to be the second greatest fighter on the planet.
Yeah.
This is a death match.
And then all the people are cheering for him, even the Forrest Whitakers of the world.
3 roundhouse kicks to the face, and Bolo is out cold.
Chong Li hits the dirt.
And that's Bloodsport.
Not only that, right? But he doesn't just knock Bolo out. He makes him say mercy. Mm-hmm. He makes him say it.
And then he goes back to the hospital and meets up with Ogre again.
Yeah, and then he goes on the airplane and flies home with Forrest Whitaker and the other spooks.
I do enjoy, I alluded to it earlier, I enjoy how straightforward this movie is. It's very concise and easy to follow, very linear. Just the right amount of characters and exactly 2 subplots, okay? It has exactly 2 subplots. Love interest and military spooks. Yeah. That's it. The rest of the movie is Frank Dukes trying to win a martial arts tournament.
Yeah, it's great. Did you watch the stuff at the end? From 1975 to 1980, Frank Dukes fought 329 matches. He reigned undefeated as the world heavyweight full contact Kumite champion. Now, they even took down some of his stats, his 4 world records. Fastest knockout, Bobby, 3.2 seconds. Fastest punch with a knockout, 0.12 seconds. Fastest kick with a knockout, 72 miles an hour. Now, why would the fastest punch be measured in seconds, but the fastest kick measured in miles per hour?
I don't know.
They just made fucking numbers up, is what I'm saying. Most consecutive knockouts in a single tournament, 56. How many guys did he fight in one tournament? 56 guys in one tournament?
Well, yeah, that's what... I don't know anything about martial arts tournament, but one thing that struck me kind of queer about this movie was when... one guy would beat another guy, and then that same day, he had to go, beat the shit out of a guy that hasn't fought yet?
Yeah.
That's weird. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never been in a kumite.
It doesn't... Yeah, me neither.
But
anyone's ever been
I'd love to watch one.
I'd love to watch a kumite. This had a couple sequels, Bloodsport 2.
None of those count. We're not going to talk about any of those.
Yeah, same thing with Kickboxer. Well, the first 3 Kickboxers are okay.
Was Van Damme in Bloodsport 2?
I believe so.
Nah, I don't think he was. I don't know. But anywho, I love Bloodsport.
I love Bloodsport too. I haven't seen it since I was very young, and it was just kind of like one of those whatever movies that's on cable, and I'd watch it. I'm a fan. I am a fan of Bloodsport. It is canon to the max. Mm-hmm. It's a nice little slice of canon martial arts. It's a nice little slice of one of the better Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and you can't take that away from Jean-Claude Van Damme or canon.
So Bloodsport 2 does not have Van Damme.
Is it Sasha Mitchell?
It's Daniel Bernhardt, but it also does have Pat Morita, James Hong, and and Ogre.
Oh, great.
Interesting.
That Ogre's still getting work.
Yeah, he's still. Well, that was
25 years ago.
Yeah, that was 1996. So that was
Yeah.
that was
25 years ago.
25 years ago. All right, so that was the show.
All right, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at PinballBobby. You can follow Adam on Instagram at VonArt13. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Not For Everyone Podcast, on Twitter at NFE Podcast. Check out the Patreon if you haven't already. If you're already not a loyal listener and subscriber to the Patreon, $5 a month, patreon.com/NotForEveryone. Check out Austin's art on Austin Hambrick Art on Instagram.
Do all that stuff he said.
Yeah, just go do that, please.
And go do your Christmases, people.
Go have a great Christmas. We're not done yet. We're not done. We're not even halfway done.
We're not halfway done?
With Canon Christmas.
I thought we were at least halfway done.
Canon Christmas. Yeah, maybe we're halfway done.
Maybe we're halfway done. Who knows?
I also got a special bonus coming out in a couple of days as well. So be on the lookout for that.
Do what he tells you, people.
Adam's getting antsy. He wants to go home, see his family. I get it. I'm going to let him go now.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks for coming over and not calling me through the Lord Zod
Hey, you gave
machine.
me food. That's how you always get me to show up, Bobby. Make burgers. Beautiful Bobby.